Okay, hello everyone and welcome back to Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. Here we are in episode 3. Once again a day has gone by without me uploading. My PC problems came back yesterday, unfortunately. If you remember from the previous episode, I talked about how my PC kept constantly restarting, which happened ever since I upgraded to Windows 10. Well, I thought the problem was gone after I did some things like reinstall drivers and things. Well, apparently the problem was not gone and it appeared again. Yesterday, my PC probably didn't stay on for more than an hour, so I wasn't really able to record and edit. I was really pissed off because I really wanted to get this series out, and I hate that the start of this has been so rocky. But yeah, unfortunately there wasn't much. There is something I did, and that was I went back to Windows 8.1, which seems to have fixed the problem. And luckily, Windows 10 is not gone from my PC. I think once you have it forever. So yeah, I'll figure that out and get back to that later. Other than that, it's time for episode 3, like I said. Gonna be moving on here in... Oh, this is a pretty good shield. Pretty good starter shield. Has 90% physical block. Very light. Only problem with this shield is that it looks horrible. I really hate that white leather look on it. But you know what? We'll stick with it for a while. This is gonna be such a scrub character. I'm using like all the scrub equipment. Again, we're gonna be moving on. I think I'll finish up the Pursuer. Maybe we'll visit Hade's Tower of Flame. And where else? I don't think we're gonna get much more than that. Oh yeah, this guy is here. Someone has mentioned that the elevator guy, the one that came up behind me, is something that they added in Scholar, which is something I didn't know. By the way, back to kind of just like talking about the general mechanics of this game. Something I've been talking about a lot, just because I've been making comparisons to Dark Souls 3. Do you see how much stamina my roll takes? Yeah, this game, especially after like a swing, see, that takes more than half my stamina. This is what I'm constantly talking about when I say that the combat system is a lot more methodical in this game, I would say. Yeah, you can't... Oh shit. Try to lock on. He was too far away. All my deaths so far have been from falling. It's like literally the only reason I've died. That is a very pixelated water there, I just noticed. God damn it. Alright, well, what can you do about that? Not much. We'll get back there, pick up our souls, and move on. So yeah, I think my PC problems have been fixed, quote unquote. I should be able to record, edit, and upload normally from now on. Oh yeah, since we're here, I think the key... Oops. Yeah, this weapon is working out pretty well. This key I think also unlocks this door. Yeah, the soldier key. Which does lead to... I think this is the... some ring. Not sure. But we have an ambush. Ring of Restoration. See, this is what I'm talking about. I mentioned enemy tracking in the previous episode. Did you see how he pivoted around? Yeah, the enemy tracking is very heavy in this game, especially when it comes to like large... Oh, the lance is here? And the Cyanite, I think this guy's called. Oh, he's very strong. He does give a lot of souls, I think. First things first, we'll pick this up. Amber herb. Cool, we'll take that. I think that's the magic one, isn't it? That increases your magic. Wow, okay. Yeah, this is kind of a late game enemy. They put him here to guard the king's door. I think we'll skip this guy for now. Maybe I can kill him. I do remember all his movesets. It's just I'm used to killing him in a few hits. These guys don't have the most complicated moves. Especially if I can get backstabs, which apparently I can't. This is one of my favorite armor pieces in this game. The Cyan Knight set. Very cool looking, especially the chest piece with the cape. Okay, and this should do it. Yeah, that's 900 souls. I'm not exactly sure if this guy respawns or not, but honestly I'm just wasting time here for some reason. I should get going, get my souls back. And I think what I'll do is finish up the rest of the forest before going to the pursuer. Again, like I said at the start, I plan to take this playthrough a little bit more slowly. I think personally both on the ultimate... I think the ultimate miracle guide was the one I did last. Or the hex one, I'm not sure. But I kind of rushed through both of those, especially the early game. I want to take things a little bit more slowly. Oh, they couldn't have put my souls in a worse place. I want to take things a bit more slowly here, you know. Play the game how I would play it if I was just like sitting down casually and playing some souls. Instead of going for like a specific setup or anything. There's 4 of these guys? I don't know if they increased that number. Again, I'm not always clear on all the changes between Scholar and the vanilla game. There's quite a few of them, so well, since we're here, we might as well just unlock the door. But with 2800 souls, I think I'll do some other stuff first and then head back and level up. I wish they would go back in one of the... Well, I guess we don't even know if there's going to be another Souls game, because technically the series is over. But if there's something like a Bloodborne 2 or kind of a different game that uses the same mechanics, I wish they would go back to being able to level up at bonfires. I mean, not having to go back to, you know, like a starting area or Firelink Shrine or something would be a nice change, just like they did in Dark Souls 1. This is one of those dark areas, isn't it? I don't have... Shit. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this just yet. This is the thing. The torch was almost 100% useless in Dark Souls 1. Maybe, I mean in Dark Souls 2, vanilla. Maybe except in like a couple of areas. Maybe you light some markers or something. But in terms of actually using it to light your way in darkness, wasn't really much need for that. But that is something they did change for this version of the game. And that is a welcome change. I mean... Oh yeah, there is a trap here. The torch should be useful if they added it, you know. It's a human effigy. I don't think I'll need to use this for quite a while, or use another one, because there isn't really anything I want to summon for a good while. I think I'll do Lucatiel's quest, and I actually don't know what other quests are there in this game.
I'm sorry. I was just...
This guy, he's gonna be important in a bit. He's also hollowing, but he doesn't have a lot of interesting things to say. What he does have is the key to the mansion in Majula, which we are gonna visit. I'll talk to him one more time.
Incredible, really, isn't it? Oh, I would not... something?
Think one more time.
I'll be
The thing about NPCs is you have a... Okay, let's start it again. The thing about NPCs in this game is you have to talk to them multiple times to get them to return to Majula. And that's not something I did with the merchant hag at the bonfire, so I think we'll do that once I get back. Yeah, arrows are also really hard to avoid in this game for some reason. That guy dropped something which I didn't pick up. I think we'll go back and see what it is. Probably nothing useful. I did get a bastard sword, but that's about it. Radiant Life Gem, that's actually... Well, I guess I was proven wrong, because that's actually kind of useful. Again, I know I'm like going around doing everything, but this is kind of important. Clearing out the forest and getting to all the NPCs and stuff will help later. Especially with the key we just picked up, we can get to another Estus Flask shard. Yeah, Melantia, that's her name. Yeah. Let's go. Okay, there it is. She's gonna move as well. And let's head back. I actually think back to this game in terms of like lore and everything. The lore of this game is fairly interesting. I think they made it pretty good in terms of not following Dark Souls 1 too much. And I think it's kind of a shame that Dark Souls 3 has so few callbacks to this game. There are almost no mentions of Dark Souls 2 in 3. Very few. I think they reference the Drang Knights, obviously, like Drang Lake Knights. But there are a few references to, you know, Carla is one of the Shards of Manus, which is something that's kind of important in the DLC of this game. But in terms of like actual callbacks, which Dark Souls 3 has a lot of, there aren't that many to this game. Which I don't know, you know, I think this game has interesting lore. This is the map of the whole land of Drang Lake. And once we light key bonfires, like see, this is the Majula one. They're all gonna start lighting up, which it doesn't really do anything. I think it does show what new game level you're on, I think. Depending, I think once you get past a certain point, they turn blue, the flames. But other than that, there's not much to this. It's kind of dark in here. I always forget that I need to light a torch. But there's a flask shard, which we need, and also a chest. This is one of those chests that now contains a soul vessel. Another really important item, and I think probably one of the better additions to the Soul series as a whole. It is an item that lets you respec your character, which is something they have in Dark Souls 3, which I think is a great option to have. Because there are a lot of builds in this game, a lot of weapons. And you know, sometimes, especially if you were PvPing, which I did a lot of, you know, sometimes you didn't want to just like make an entire new character to use a weapon. And you could just respec and use that weapon. And I think that's something really cool. And I really don't get why they didn't bring that back to Bloodborne. That should have an animation, by the way. But it doesn't. Let's see, what should we level up? You know what, we'll go for a bit of vitality as well. I'm not sure what type of armor I'm going to be using, but we'll go for that. And I guess we'll head back to the forest. Finally, no, we're going to do the dark area first. There are some things there that we need to do as well. Then we'll head to the boss. So yeah, soul vessels, great idea. Like I said, I really enjoyed PvP in this version of the game, but it's not perfect. Honestly, none of the Souls games have perfect PvP. One of the problems with this game, just like with many of the Souls games, is that there are some covenants that are essentially... Oh fuck, I didn't light my... Is there a torch here? Is there a torch that's lit up in the other room? I actually don't know. There might be... You can't use that, can you? No. Which is kind of stupid when you think about it, but, you know, because they don't want you to have so many options of light for lighting the torch. So, yeah, let's do this. I have 18 minutes. Pretty much you're never ever gonna run out of the torch. I don't think I've ever had a torch run out, and I think you have the option to buy more. But again, back to PvP, there are some covenants that are completely useless in this game. One of the ones that's really broken is the blue sentinels. For some reason, there is no permanent red ice stone, is it called, and blue ice stone in this game. You can only get cracked ones by PvPing in the arena. That's both for the red sentinel, the blue sentinels, and the dark wraiths, which are... What are the dark wraiths called in this game? I don't know, but the dark wraith equivalents. And the problem with the blue sentinels was that it was never a very active covenant. I think it has like stricter level ranges and everything. So the blue sentinels was pretty much always dead. It was very difficult to... Oh no, it was... You had to... There was something weird with the blue sentinels in this game. I think you had to give up something to be able to enter the arena, to be able to get cracked blue eye orbs. Whereas the dark wraiths didn't have to, could enter the arena for free. That was it. That was it. Now I remember. And that meant that the blue sentinels was pretty much dead. Like, I think I only PvP'd in the blue sentinels like once. I got like 2 games. And I've only ever been invaded like once or twice. So yeah, that's the thing. There are also 2 covenants that are tied to specific areas. Just like the Wolves of Farron in Dark Souls 3. And those ones died out pretty quickly as well, because the novelty wears off after a while. I mean, the fun of PvPing is that you can do it anywhere. And being restricted into a few areas is kind of stupid, I think. Oh, he just fell off. That was a weird fall, and you fell off as well. This is stupid. That was not exactly how I intended that to go. If I make it out of this, that's gonna be pretty amazing. Get up, get up. Alright, I actually did make it out of it. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Getting shot with arrows as well. See what the aggro range on this guy is. Pretty significant, actually. I don't know why I thought I could block that. That was dumb as hell. Yeah, just come in here. That was some weird lighting effect on these guys. Do you see that? Okay, die. 1 down. Can't see shit. Yeah, iframes. I should dodge to the side, honestly. It's kind of my fault that I'm taking damage here. Yeah, it's difficult to do this in the dark, so let's get up. And get the hell out of here. Just really want to kill these guys because they follow you for a while. And I just don't want to... Am I dead? No, I'm not. How the hell do I keep surviving? I don't know. This is something that's always happening with me in Souls games. I always survive with like a sliver of HP left. I have... Is there a way to check your HP? Shit, is there not? Because that's your full HP. Damn, I must have like very little, honestly. Whip. Useless. I don't think the whip has ever been... Oh, come on. I've been dodging all these attacks fine for... I don't get it. I was dodging pretty well until now. God, I'm already 18 minutes in. This area is taking a long time. There isn't even anything here that's worth it, is there? Except a bonfire. You know what? Screw it. We're going to the boss. It would be kind of a shame to leave my souls though, so... Yeah, you know what? We'll go to the boss. And just... Whatever. Come back to it if I make it without dying. The Pursuer is pretty easy, so... Shouldn't be too many problems on that front. But I would rather, like, finish up the boss. Oh, come on! Fucking spear enemies are the worst. But seriously, the spear enemies are actually the worst in this game. If you haven't played this game, you don't even know what it's like. And they follow you? Shit. There's a rat phantom here there as well, isn't there? Is that only New Game Plus? Oh, are you kidding me? Screw this. they follow me up here, I'm gonna be so pissed. Alright, you're dead. No, they actually do follow you up here. Are you kidding me? These guys are the most persistent enemies ever. Screw it. We're going to the pursuer. Damn, I didn't think they'd actually have that much of an aggro range. This is a cool intro. I wish they didn't have that fucking blood pulsing effect around it. It's really annoying. But yeah, this guy is kind of cool. If I remember correctly, I read online that he's like some reference to Armored Core, like an enemy in Armored Core, which is another game that FromSoft makes, another series, but I don't know. It's just something I read. Okay, I seem to remember how to fight him. Yep. Cool. Shield is kind of useless in this, and I didn't buff my weapon, so this is gonna take a bit longer. Very simple pattern. Gonna make sure not to run out of stamina. My iframes might be a problem. It's a cool attack that he just did, that he didn't hit me with. It's a grab, and it powers him up, and it gives him access to, God, fucking iframes. The iframe system in this game is so bizarre. The slow Estus. The slow Estus got me. And there's even like a split second after the animation is complete with you drinking before it starts actually healing you. In many ways, like, this is one of the things that made PvP pretty good in this game, in my opinion. The fact that healing was actually a risk. Like, if you were PvPing with someone, or like an invader, you couldn't just heal for free, because I feel like both in Bloodborne and both in Dark Souls 3, God, that tracking. I'm gonna get annoyed with this game sometimes. As I mentioned before, this game has its problems, its fair share of problems, but, you know, I think we've established that. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like, healing is not free in this game, no matter where you are. But that's why part of the combat system is kind of slower. There's also a way to... Oops, he did the wrong attack. Because I want to show how there is a way to... I almost had him. Goddamn, no. Wonder if I can do this. Shit, it's gonna get me killed. I want to show it because it's so cool. Second death. You know what? I think I might be able to do this. There is a way to shoot him with the ballistas, which pretty much instantly kills him. I want to see if I can get that. It would be kind of funny, honestly. Or I can just buff up and kill him like that. I shouldn't be spending this much time on this guy, but... it's not the only time we're gonna have to fight him. He appears multiple spots in the game. Or multiple versions of him appear. More like... Alright. God, the tracking. I always talk about... I'm gonna mention that every single time. So we need to bait him into doing that dash attack. Where he charges forward. And then we... God, the tracking again. Then we need to run very quickly. And shoot that ballista. Okay. Come on. See? This is what I'm talking about. He's almost dead. And that is the quote-unquote easy way to take on the Pursuer. Okay, if I die now, that would be terrible. Die. There we go. I just wanted to do that, more of a as a personal challenge. It's kind of a fun thing to do. We get the Ring of Blades, which is... Oh, I didn't equip this. No reason not to have it for now. The Ring of Blades increases your attack. Just like straight up increases your attack. So... Again, no reason not to have it on, honestly. Unless you have something better. In terms of what we're gonna do... Oh, hey there, where did you come from? Don't tell me you followed me through the fog gate. In terms of what we're gonna do, definitely go back and level up. See you. Hey, I actually did a plunging attack. And this is something as well. Oh, the Drangleic stuff. Drangleic shield is one of the... I guess this is the heater shield of this game. Very low stat requirements with 100% physical block. So... Yeah, again... When we talk about something that's part of the scrub equipment of this game, the Drangleic shield is pretty much part of that set. Yeah, we're gonna head back to Majula. Don't have as much time left as I thought I would. Me trying that stupid thing with the Pursuer took a while. But it was worth it in the end, I think. Killing him with the Ballista is very... well, not killing him, but you know... Damaging him with the Ballista is very satisfying. Alright. This... every time you defeat an area boss... And I'm just explaining these. I know most people have probably played this game, but you know... Some people may have only joined... You know, started watching the channel with Dark Souls 3. So they might not be familiar with this game. Like each time you kill a boss... Kill the area boss... It actually starts a timer where you can't be invaded. And if you want to, you can go ahead and turn off that timer. If you are specifically in an area to do PvP. I think what we're gonna do is get this up a bit. And we definitely need Dex. Just don't know how much. I still haven't looked up the Sentier Spear's stats. But I know I'm 99% sure it needs... Yeah, I think this is fine. It needs 22 Dex, maybe, I think. We'll see. I'll remember to look it up eventually. I think we can safely turn back into human form now for a while. And let's see what equipment I have. Actually, kind of like the Hollow Soldier's Helm. There's a way to get the non-broken version. That doesn't look good. Actually looks the best with this. This is kind of heavy though. Yeah, I like this helmet. Once we get a better chest piece, it's gonna look cooler. But right now I don't have anything. Haven't picked up a Titanite shard in ages, so... I think... I'm 29 minutes in. I think I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode here. Oh, you know what? I can explore the top half of the mansion here, which I don't think I've done. So if I remember correctly, there's some stuff there. Might not be anything important, but there is definitely something up here. It is indeed treasure. I can't believe people still leave messages here. This... Oh, there's a Titanite shard. That's actually cool because we can now upgrade our weapon. The nice thing about Souls games is that they stay pretty active. In terms of like both online and, you know, just like people playing in general. I mean, this game technically came out in 2000 and... Wait, was it 13? Yeah, 2013. So... You know, it's a bit over 3 years old. And it's still very active. What am I doing? I don't want to... Not repair, reinforce. All of these menus are like in different orders. That's why I keep making mistakes. Why oh, there are that many Titanite shards there? Huh. Cool, I only need one more to upgrade. Oh, hey there. Oh, one of these fuckers followed me. These pig enemies are behind the mansion in Majula. And they are infamous for being nearly impossible to hit. God damn you. Longsword seems to be doing okay. Alright. They don't do anything important besides annoy you, so no reason to even go there. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this episode here. I think this was a pretty successful episode. I kind of quote-unquote messed around a lot. But again, I wanted to clear out the forest because there is a lot of stuff there. I think in the next episode we're gonna be heading right there to Hade's Tower of Flame. And yeah, I want to thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed part 3 of Dark Souls 2. And I'll see all of you next time. Goodbye.